My name is Chelsea Melton. I am a student at the Mississippi University for Women, obtaining my bachelor's degree in nursing. I will be presenting the first 10 slides of my group's presentation on the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or also known as COPD. The group members include myself, Chelsea Melton, Camario Granger, Carmela Macklin, and Tiara Wynn. By the end of the presentation, the audience will be able to meet the following objectives. The audience will be knowledgeable of the definition of COPD. The audience will be able to list the 6 risk factors for COPD. The audience will be educated on the incidence of COPD. The audience will be able to list the top 10 nursing diagnoses of COPD. The audience will be able to name the 3 ways on how COPD affects a person's life. The audience will name 5 ways to manage or treat COPD. The audience will be able to describe the pathophysiology of COPD. The audience will list 5 signs and symptoms of COPD. The audience will voice the number 1 cause of COPD. The audience will name ways to diagnose COPD. So, COPD, what is it? Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It is a lung disease that obstructs the airflow from the lungs. It is caused by 2 disease processes called chronic emphysema and bronchitis. So we're going to talk about what is chronic bronchitis. Well, it's inflammation of the lining of the bronchial tubes. These are which carry air to and from the air sacs, or known as the alveoli of the lungs. It is characterized by a daily cough or mucus production. So emphysema, it is a condition in which the bronchioles of the lungs are destroyed. So now we're going to talk about how common COPD is. It is the 3rd leading cause of death in the United States. 15 million Americans are affected by this and are diagnosed with this each year. 12 million Americans remain undiagnosed. So we're going to put this into perspective. How common is it? So in, say, 100,000 people and 100,000 women, 36.4 of those have COPD. Now let's think about men. 100,000 men, 47.6 of those have COPD. That's pretty drastic. So now we're going to talk about, so which states is it most common in? Well, of course, the Delta. Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, all of those, they're really common in. And this is a chart that shows it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about, so what increases your risk for COPD? Well, of course, tobacco smoke. It could either be long-term cigarette smoke or secondhand smoke. It doesn't have to be, you just smoke a cigarette. And especially people with asthma who smoke. Now, long-term exposure to occupational dusts and chemicals can irritate and inflame your lungs, can put you at risk. Exposure to fumes from burning fuel. In the developing countries, they use this fuel to cook with or to heat their homes. And as well, your age. You get on up in age, you're in increased risk for a lot of things. Well, this is one of them. The symptoms normally occur at the age of 40. And your genetics play a role in it. It is the genetic disorder, the alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, is known to cause some of this COPD. And that is the end of my presentation on my part.